still in the back of everyone's mind. And now with the Ling here, Taz, when he is on the Assassins, usually it means that he knows what he's doing and everything is lined up to set him up for success. So let's see what EVOS can do with this pick.
Yeah, let's see if the trust to toss will pay off for EVOS Legends right now. It's the battle. It's the survival of the fittest. GEEK versus EVOS, game 1.
Here it is, into the land of Dawn, and as expected, Taz, Demon Slayer onto the Ling. One of the only Ling players here to actually utilize that emblem. Early on though, we are already seeing a boy having a little bit of a better time. And Taz already having to pop that retribution on the orange buff to get away from Beloy.
Early start is still even, but a boy hasn't been roaming around with the wings by wings. We do not see the signature level 2 gank coming from this Pharsa. Seems like all their efforts is focused on the mid lane, because Luke, he's just tearing it up though. He's making the play happen. Psycuts, fortunately, was able to escape. It's a bit of a premature flicker on that blue play, I think.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. It's not a winning lane for that first win whatsoever versus blue. Is just very, very hard. And right now, Taz having a bit of a trouble. Wait,
he got
where's
it.
the blue buff? It's Beloyski.
Beloy, I told
way.
you. The orange buff forcing the retribution, and then the purple buff steal. Beloy so active on the map, and we didn't even see it up until now. Janna also just taking everything away from Taz, as Beloy just tries to bully Hijime even more. Now with the Phantom Execution onto the back. Flicker burnt out. 2 flickers, XP and mid lane gone for EVOS. GEEK pushing the tempo very early.
Wow, GEEK just winning it out in the battle of the roamers. Beloyski, especially that blue buff is so vital, and right now Taz is gonna have to look for another way to jungle. And yeah, I guess, pun intended. And Taz, there's 0 jungles in this area right now. He has to wait for the red buff to actually appear to make something out of it.
Everything's denied by Geek Slate, so even though they don't really have the quote-unquote early game burst damage composition, using the wave clear, right, and using the pressure, they're able to find a lot more. And Taz, right now, already going for a big exchange here, potentially letting go of the turtle, but Beloyski says otherwise.
He has level 4 here. He does have the Divine Judgment. He will not be able to utilize it. And there you go. He does, for the airstrike comes in. Taz still able to secure the purple buff. The turtle, though, going to be taken away. And Janna will utilize the pressure placed onto that top side to do a little bit of invading himself.
Wow, I like the idea, though. The fact that he actually thought it out, just using the Divine Judgment to actually steal that. And with the feathered airstrike, trying to secure the blue buff. In the end, it doesn't matter. Taz still got it with a retribution, but Taz, another invade from Janna Cutie.
Janna is always this way, man. I think we saw in, I forgot which game Arashi last season, but he was like 4 levels ahead of the enemy. Hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Cool.
There's a one odd man. If you know, you know.
Okay. It's not really a one odd man, Arashi, I feel like.
We'll have to see if you know what everyone is thinking about actually happens. But now for Geek Slate, though, they are making the proactive movements. Taz does not have any room to relax right here. The pace being pushed by Geek Slate is absolutely terrifying for EVOS Legends to deal with.
Already 2 levels behind, but Dreams trying to make something happen. No, Beloyski.
That's the fatal links onto the Natalia.
Yep.
That's a great reaction speed coming in from big man Beloy. Now without the fatal links available, they can play a bit more aggressively, get this litho as well. If you look at the situation right here, Geek Slate slowly but surely building up a gold advantage. For EVOS, it seems like they're banking on the later mid-stage team fights, but if they're not careful, it might be a bit too late for them to try it later on.
Wow.
Brands
still 0-0 though.
Kind of isolated. The Inspire placed as well. Brands forced to flicker early on the Brody. Again, that killing pressure not really able to be utilized by EVOS Legends. And remember, if this keeps on going, this Brody is going to fall off. Meanwhile, Melissa, the later you go, the stronger she gets.
Yeah, 0-0 and 0 pull that results to a kill from this Kaja. The fact that there's still only 2k gold lead, there's already 2k gold lead, is very, very concerning for EVOS. But right now, Beloyski,
Divine Judgment, Dreams of the Flicker. That's the real world manipulation. Answered back by the feathered airstrike as Janna takes away the orange buff. Now 3 levels ahead of Taz. Jumps onto the turtle. And Taz at this point is just getting all that he can get, right? He's going to the bottom side, and even then, it's Glukin time, he says, as Luke just bullies him out of Janna's jungle. Bottom side, 2v1, it doesn't even matter. Jana doesn't even need to utilize the retribution this time around. And Taz, look, no way, he cancels his recall. All right.
Wow, man. I mean, there's practically no winning lanes for EVOS Legends to try and make plays with. Every single lane is basically going in favor of GEEK Slate, including the gold and EXP lane. So Taz is just finding it very difficult. And even Hijime is also feeling the pressure right here because he is not being allowed to roam and be a part of these big skirmishes.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen the consequences of this Brody being instead of Melissa.
Further airstrike bans. What? We actually went forward there, punished almost instantly. It should have just been Dreams that was caught, but in the end it was Brands who went for the stun a bit too late, I believe. I think he wanted to stun Beloy when he flickered forward. He got the minion.
I think he's trying to outmaneuver the Feather airstrike as well, but wow, that is very, very unfortunate. And on the other side, look at how decisive, right? In a split second for GEEK Slate, that's not working out.
Yeah, it is not working out. And I believe we saw a kill on, not on screen, and Grass, my goodness, another flicker burn.
And again, look at the models, a boy! Picks the kill up, Beloy now. Zoning Dreams away, Chadero is going to be able to pick up this turret, but he might actually deny some of the minions before he takes it down. So again, just more gold and XP lost for Brands. Chadero just shoving it fully, wanting to get the laning phase over with so that he can roam down below, take some more turrets, and shut this Brody down.
You're talking about a gold and EXP lead. Look at Taz and compare him to Jana QT, man. That is 4 levels of difference.
Called it.
What is going on? Coming from Taz, one of the more consistent performers, this is definitely not the Link
What is he doing
performance
here?
he was
to farm the
expecting.
minions. He's doing what he can do. Chepin, like, look at his jungle. What do you want him to do? There's nothing he can do in his own jungle. So he needs to actually cut the waves and maneuver around, because if he goes for the turtle, there's no way you out-retry a person who's 4 levels ahead of you, right?
It's looking like a deja vu of that Onyx game. Another storm incoming, potentially. And right now, Gluck is just, my goodness, just another recreation, another deja vu of that Gluck game, Mirko.
Now looking at the items here, of course, for Taz, it is a painful
No item
situation.
for Brody yet.
Recalls
No
for Jana, just asserting his dominance yet again. And on the other hand, that's a lot of damage in the hands of a boy. Psychots is still able to survive it though, but Blue goes in.
Yep, under the tier 2, Sandwich has the split, gets out, baits some of resources. Jana doesn't even care, unfazed, just standing there menacingly, and they pick up the turret. Dreams with the flicker, but it's, oh my goodness! It's a disaster is what it is. GEEK Slate styling on EVOS, wearing those sunglasses in the drip really well.
Add the salt to the wound as well. The recalls from Jana Cutie just starting Dreams, and he might look for another Fatal Links, but Poloyski might have something in mind.
Beloy brought back to the turret, gets out, Turn of Our Memory is gonna take him low, but Beloy gets out, flaps his wings. A boy though, the Appraiser's Wrath smacks him in his head. We'll take him down. GEEK Slate have lost the member, but down below. What? That's Gluck in lane.
That's an EXP laner with a Link against a Link with the Tempest of Plate. Like, what is going on, Arashi? This is looking like another stomp.
What is going on? It's Glukin time. That is what is up, man. This man has been pressuring the lane, roaming around, and still allowing that bottom side jungle to be completely dominated by GEEK Slate. Now at a 6k gold advantage. Only 9 minutes, but they have all the makings possible to go for a siege, to go for a very early end. As Psychots here gets stuck 1v1 against Lukeman himself. Jana is in the area though.
What can you do? What can you do right now?
Jana just maneuvering back and forth. Dreams, even if he gets the Fatal Links, Jana just gonna Thorn Rose out of it, right? There's not really much lockdown that they can do, and look at Gluck again down below. It's Taz. What is he supposed to do at this point, right? How is he going to get to a point where he can actually have a say in the game, Hirashi?
He needs to start, I don't know, man, in real life, with this kind of gold disparity, he needs to start gambling to win something big. That's the only way it works. It is not possible in the land of Dawn, though. That Lord has been picked up, and Kadera picks up the golden staff as well. It is looking worse and worse for EVOS. Unless GEEK Slate makes a huge blunder, you don't really see a way out of this.
Yeah, I feel like he's just used the split push potential, and even then, they still get solo killed by that Gluck. It's insane how ahead GEEK Slate right now, and I feel like I said this over and over again. Trust us, and it's really not looking good right now. Especially in the early game, I feel like that one mistake, that blue buff steal from Beloyski is just snowballed from there. It just goes to show you how important it is, the early game for this game.
Well, they went for the last link pick, and they put the Fredrin in the XP lane. I feel like putting the Fredrin in the jungle would have avoided a lot of these problems, but now EVOS Legends are definitely paying the price. Gold lead extended all the way to 8K. And now with the Lord still marching down, it seems like every single turret will be taken out, but will GEEK Slate stop there is the real question.
The way Janna's playing, that's not Janna QT. That's the king of the underworld. That's Hades. Beloy also playing right there. Similarly to his old nickname, Greed. He gets taken down. Brands with a torn apart memory. That's the mistake you mentioned, Rashi, and it happens here in the 10th minute of the game. Unable to utilize the first Lord, but they can still be happy with a 7,000 gold lead.
They ride and die with Beloy. A bad engage there, just going for Dreams, not the right target, and there's just not much damage you can do. I'm actually surprised that Dreams doesn't die, by the way, because how ahead GEEK Slate right now. But in the end, Dreams survive and get the better of it. EVOS, a room to breathe.
And some room to play around with here, but look at the damage, man. It's only gonna get a lot worse once a boy gets even more items. And as long as GEEK Slate don't really put all their eggs to try and bursting down Psychots or Dreams, they really don't have a lot of threat coming back towards them as Taz is taking very low. Glook goes in!
Watch out, it's Glook!
What? I'm a Glue player. I really didn't expect that damage to go through that high. Like, what is going on? Taz is just way too low right now. 0-3, and he's not getting any farm at all. 12-5 level difference. Wow.
Painful, man. And keep in mind, by the way, show your support for our players from MPL ID representing Indonesia from EVOS here as well, Onyx and RRQ. Unfortunately for EVOS, it's not looking very hot. The gold lead coming up to 9K, and Beloyski, once again, it doesn't matter, man. This man does not falter. He makes a mistake, he gets picked off, he just makes adjustments and goes for the same pressure again and again.
Oh man, it's not a good look, right? EVOS Legends has 3 members in that SEA Games representative lineup, and 2 of them are not replaceable. In the XP lane, in the gold lane, France and Psychos, and if they actually lose this series, Indonesian netizens, they're ruthless, and I kind of feel bad for them.
All you need to do is check the comment section in the Indo stream, right? Luke, right now again.
Oh my lord.
Showing class. I don't know why, but it feels a bit personal when Luke plays against EVOS Legends. He was also one of the players who was participating in the national selection. Psychots was picked over him, and maybe this is his proving ground, right? Because it's a free Lord. Dana not even needing the retribution. It's a 10,000 gold lead. Luke, down below, he says it's all good, man.
This used to be what you can do on a Yuzong, right? Take all the pressure away, and then when the going gets tough, just escape in the Black Dragon form. Glue is arguably even better on doing so, right? Using the split and just getting out with the extra bit of sustain. So for EVOS Legends, even committing to try and take out Luke is not really a winning play either. With the much stronger Lord coming in right here, we'll see if GEEK Slate is satisfied going for a bit of a siege, or are they going to try and go for a pick-off yet again? Looking at the items, a boy has the Holy Crystal already, so a huge amount of damage, but not towards the tanks though, so keep that in mind.
There you go. Okay. He actually missed that Divine Judgment towards Toss, just fading it with the Tempest of Blade, but Psychots.
Top side, Enhanced Lord, marching down, Graves gonna be zoned away by Luke as they try their best to micromanage the Enhanced Lord. 9,000 HP, bursts it down pretty quick as Luke is still in that mid lane. GEEK Slate not able to really see just one down. Brands and Hijume able to clear out the waves, and Dreams is doing a good job at just forcing the wave, zoning it so it doesn't crash into the turret. But hey, 11,000 gold lead means that GEEK Slate can still play the long game, and Rashi, let's say EVOS Legends make it all the way to 20 minutes. Can they win a team fight?
A full-on team fight? It's always possible. It requires GEEK Slate, a team that has so much going on for them right now, to really clump up in a weird fashion. They just won't make any sense, right? The Farsa and the Melissa does not need to be next to each other. Neither is Beloyski or Janna or Luke for that matter. Everyone should be in their own space. So if they re-clump up like that, for whatever reason. Maybe because EVOS goes for that corralling strategy, and then Dreams gets a big, big engage followed by side cuts. Maybe then something can happen. But otherwise, I don't really see a way that they can win in vision. They can win in zone control and in the engagements.
Well, you never know. You never know, Rashi. We've seen Beloy throws a couple of times, especially with that Kufra shot call to end the game instead of going for the Lord. But as you said, Rashi, it's looking pretty bleak for EVOS Legends. They have to somehow hope for a blunder for GEEK Slate unless they're not going to win the game.
Oof. Well, now just pushing in lanes, making sure that the jungle is still completely inaccessible for Taz, and then going for the next big objective. GEEK, though, is completely fearless at this point. He just walks up. He doesn't even care if there's any retaliation coming. And Janna has been having a very simple game, man. There hasn't been a single retribution contest because that is not allowed by GEEK Slate.
Just want to remind you all that Taz is on that Demon Slayer in that jungle emblem. If there's no jungle, then what can you do about it? There's no killing spree, there's no survivability in team fights, so it's much, much harder for him to actually pop off. And you can see here Beloy eyeing for something.
Let's see. Let's test Taz's reaction time. Beloy definitely has a conceal here. I don't think he's going to utilize it just for now. Still waiting in that push. Beloy finally tries to open it up, but hey, they've gotten the vision already. They know that Taz was up top, and that's another free Lord over to GEEK Slate. 13,000 gold lead right now for GEEK Slate.
I think the issue with EVOS Legends right here, they have a very aggressive composition, but no one can actually go for that small, simple engage. Maybe side cuts, but it's not that long range. The only real way they've been trying to go for a fight, for a pickoff, is using Dreams on the Fatal Links. And that's their only engage tool. It's so telegraphed, it's so simple to react to. So GEEK Slate has not been able to be caught with that plan.
Well, maybe they have to find some kind of flanks and get Dreams to be creative, but right now it's another siege for GEEK Slate with another Lord. This time they're eyeing for the W.
Look at the timing as how they micromanage those waves. Outside going to be able to march down a bit faster. Dreams now zoned away. Feather Airstrike popped in and zoned the other members away from that mid lane. Base turret. Psychops gets taken low. Beloy with a flicker around the Divine Judgment. Finds Dreams, but he does buy the immortality in time as he jumps onto the back line. The Tornapart memory deals some damage, but Chidera does more. Psychops melted and taken out by Janna QT. It's a double kill. Hijime and Brands, two members left standing. But what are the Tigers facing up against the Geeks? Game number 1 for GEEK Slate.
GEEK Slate strikes